Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Motivating Monday. The title of my devotion today is to exhort one another. The verses I'll be expounding upon is Hebrews chapter 10, verses 24 to 25, from the New King James Version. The verses read, "And let us consider one another, in order to stir up love and good works, not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as in the manner of some, but exhorting one another, and so much the more as you see the day approaching." To put this verse into some context, the letter to the Hebrews basically establishes that Jesus is our great high priest, who surpasses all other earthly priests by offering himself up as the perfect sacrifice, so that we may be saved of our sins. The book of Hebrews then also gives many evidence and reasons as to why man can be confident that Jesus Christ is God's ultimate plan for mankind's salvation, instead of the old covenant priesthood. Prior to verses 24 and 25, in verse 23, the writer urges the Hebrews to trust in God's promises and to never falter. It reads, "Let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for he who promised is faithful." And how shall we do that? By paying attention to one another in order to stir up love or good deeds. The Greek translation of the word consider in this context is katanoeo, which means to observe or to understand. This means that in the church, we have to observe each other so that we may be able to spot those who are in need of help. The verse tells us that we cannot just be stuck in our own little bubble or just sticking close with our friends in church, but we have to be conscious to watch out for others and offer them help if needed. Only this way will agape love be shown to our brethren, and only this way will they also be encouraged to display the same loving attitude to others, causing them to do good works too. This will then create a chain reaction of good, noble labor within the church, which is what we want and what should happen. In the next verse, verse 25, the Hebrews are reminded not to ignore or neglect fellowship with brethren. Why so? Because we mustn't take fellowship with our brethren for granted. We might take the fact that we may see our fellow brethren every Sunday for granted. But what if something happens and they suddenly fall away? Or what if someone passes away? Only meeting up with the people in the church on Sunday is simply not enough if we are to put God and our spiritual lives first. We should grasp at any opportunity we can to bond more with the brethren, so that in times of hardship, those brethren will have people to turn to within the church, and will build our familiarity and love with the church even more. Next, the verse goes on to remind the Hebrews to exhort one another. The Greek translation of exhort being parakalundes, or the root word parakaleo, which means to encourage or strengthen. This verse finally tells us clearly that we have to encourage each other in preparation for the second coming of Jesus. But then we might wonder, how can we encourage each other? It might seem like very daunting, but to start off, we again must remember not to just to go to church just for the sake of it, but to go with a purpose. Other than exalting and worshipping God, we also go with the purpose to encourage each other. We can try to just make small talk for a start, like go to someone who we've rarely talked to and just say hi and strike some brief conversation. Also, if you notice people who often just leave after worship, try to catch them for a while and talk with them, so that we can integrate them further within the church. There are also easier mediums to be able to talk and catch up with our brethren. For example, the many fellowship meetings that the church has, like men's and ladies fellowship, singing fellowship, the fellowship groups, etc. Try to attend these so that we can feel more connected with the church, and to also make others feel more connected with the church. It also serves as a great encouragement to the organizers if we attend, as just being there will make them feel that the effort has been used well. Or if maybe you're not too ready yet, then the easiest thing is to just pray for the church and pray for the well-being of the brethren. Try to reach out to someone today, as they may need the motivation and encouragement. Thank you. Holy and holy.